or the nakeds or anything like that, or it could be improv just because you had to get out, right? Just depends on the situation there. You saw the top and drop patterns. You know, just used a couple of gun examples, 3-step, gun 1, gun 2. Call it the shuffle plan or quick 3, whatever you want to call it, whatever y'all language is. That's kind of your bridge drop between quick game and intermediate on that. 2 things, what do you feel?
I think front arm was definitely big this weekend. I think I felt a lot better.
Good.
Going from yesterday to today. I felt not really stiff.
Yeah, no, that looked good. I think the biggest thing is just continuing to feel. It's still going to be like I'm holding pressure by keeping the chest closed, the shoulders closed. The hips are going to start it, but as I feel it get up to that point, that's when, right, it's got to feel connected there, right? You can't go too early where it's ahead of the hips, but you also don't want to block it off where the hips are going. You're trying to get up into it, and you're never letting it go open on there. That's just the timing of it, right? That's the rhythm of when that happens. So keep feeling when it's connected, like the timing of when you actually use that swing with that front arm. What else?
My posture.
Yeah, posture for sure. This part, I know that was something that you, like, when I said it, it was different than what you've heard.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that was an issue for you. In fact, sometimes I almost think you close that ball too much on that, where that nose down. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. So I don't think that's a big deal. But the scope eye and the posture is a big deal. You're going to lose posture usually in 1 of 2 times, right? During the pivot, because you start in a good spot right here. And a lot of times we get in our pivot, we lose our posture, and then sometimes we reset, we lose our posture there. Right? So keep those hips back here at those times. Let's see. Keep working that recoil and a good anchor foot in that back leg. Sometimes you're a little soft. That back knee, just like we did the water bags right there, where that back knee really had to kind of grab the turf to stop everything so you can create force on that. I want you to do that even, when you're throwing normal on that. Like feel like you did like with the water bag with that back leg. And then keep your face back. Naturally what recoil will come out of it. So just keep trying to find that default pattern. That's a good habit to have on that, just because you're getting a sudden stop, really letting that ball accelerate out on that. Other than that, on your movements to the left, especially if it's like naked or whatever, right? There's going to be times where your hips will face the sidelines, or I guess for you, run to your right. There's going to be times where your hips are facing the sidelines, but ideally, right, if we can kind of be in that crossover, your hips are already square, it's going to be easier to kind of get to that, right? So again, you're going that boot, come out of it and sprint, and now you got to get all this, you got to do all this work to try and get turned on that. Be good as far as, keeping those toes downfield, keeping those hips open. It's going to make that a little bit easier to transition into. Left shoulder tilt, we talked about posture, really feeling scope by, feeling that left shoulder tilt on most of your throws. Remember, you're going to level out. The further along you go in the throw, you might start like this, but as that elbow climbs, right, and that spine continues to unravel, you're going to finish level. Try and keep that head inside that front foot right there throughout the rotation. That's the default. And that, for the most part, that's like, and that was what I would say is the foundation of the skills, right?
Yeah.
You get good at those, you're going to account for a lot of situations that show up